hello in Japan. After a minor has broken the law, then they'll be protected by juvenile law. Their names and photos will not be published and most. They will be reduced. 24 years ago in Japan there was a criminal. Juvenile offenses like that, his crimes are extremely cruel and have a serious negative impact on society. The incident also caused the Prime Minister of Japan to vigilance and push for judicial reform. It happened in Yamaguchi Prefecture. It is located in the westernmost part of the Japanese island of Honshu, and it's a huge fishing district. It's surrounded by three sides of the sea. In the southeastern part of Yamaguchi Prefecture, there's a city called Hikari. In the 1930s, the Japanese Navy, it also built a naval arsenal. Here, there's a family of three in Hikari City. The owner is Motomura Hidoshi, to be 8 years old, is an office worker. His wife is Motomura Rajwa, to be 8 years old, is a housewife. They both have an 11-month-old daughter named Motomura Zuka. The family lives in a 4-story apartment. The number of rooms is 41 on the 4th floor. Jirwa is a hard-working gentle girl. Every day after, if your husband goes to work, you will be home alone to take care of my little girl. After my husband came home from work, you will definitely prepare a dinner. Careful for the whole family. The two of them, one for the family. The rest of us take care of the family. Both are hard, but they love each other very much, and a happy family. But no one can think that. A horrible tragedy. This happens to a normal family. So what happened to their families? Next we'll go back in time. Back to the 14th of April 1999. The 14th of April 1999, it was a 49th day. Hidoshi husband. And a day of work and company life to go home. It doesn't take long. Let me go back to the apartment building and to the door of room 41 on the 4th floor. At that time, I found a newspaper in the mailbox at my front door. I feel so strange, because every day the postman, they put newspapers in boxes, and your wife's ROI, it will be brought home soon. Why didn't she bring it in today? I was looking for the key to the door and thinking. It was dark in the house, very quiet. When I got the key, I was going to open the door. I found out the door was open and unlocked. I pushed the door in and saw the house was dark. I turned on the light and saw, the house is messy. It's a lot of stuff everywhere. There's a bad feeling that something must have happened at home. I immediately looked around the house, but I can't see the wife and daughter. He immediately called his mother-in-law and asked, "Do you know where your wife is now?" She said she didn't see her daughter going anywhere. She also said that if your wife goes out, I will definitely bring it with me. I'll try to find out. After hanging up the phone, Hiroshi immediately run to the closet in the bedroom, because this is where your wife puts her backpack. When I opened the closet, the scene in front of me, it makes me so scared. He saw his wife is skinra, wearing nothing in the closet, with the upper body wrapped in a cotton blanket. Witness the scene above. I was in tears, compressed the pain and called the police. A series of police sirens went up, disrupting the tranquility of the area. A large number of police officers arrived at the scene and immediately sealed off the surrounding area. At the scene, the victim was a 28-year-old motorcycle. She was found in the closet, with the mouth glued with tape, 2 hands tied up. There are signs of physical abuse, based on the wounds on the body. Then you can see that there was a big fight before she was found. Out baby girl Zuka. Also found in the upper compartment of the closet, and there's no sign of life. The baby's body has a lot of wounds, and there's a clear ligation on the neck. There are 8s in the kitchen that haven't been washed. A bottle of milk dropped on the ground. There's milk spilling out. There are traces of sex in the house. The victim's wallet was lost. It's hundreds of yen, cash and some promotional coupons. There's no sign of a break-in on the exit, in and window. No fingerprints at the scene. After the forensic examination, the forensic doctor said, the time of death of the 2 victims, it's between 14:30 and 15 o'clock on the same day. The police then interrogated her husband. You said you worked in the company all day. And all the colleagues in the company. I can prove that. At 19 o'clock I quit work and went home. The couple just got married. And the couple's relationship is good. So the police removed Hiroshi as a suspect. The police questioned the neighbors. Some people say they saw a man about 20 years old, wear maintenance worker uniform. He was in the neighborhood the afternoon of the crime. Some people also said they hear the cry of babies and the breaking sound from the Hidoshi house between 2 o'clock and 3 p.m. The police also extracted the surveillance video. You can see around the neighborhood. About 14 hours, there's a man in a maintenance uniform walk into apartment 7, where Hiroshi's house is located. The man was in the building for about an hour and a half and left at 15:30. Based on the uniform image, the police found that suit belongs to a tube company, water in the local. The police then went to the company to search for information and know that an employee was absent that day, to the 18th of April 1999. 4 days after the incident. Based on the clues, the police arrested the suspect that day. The witnesses also confirmed that's the maintenance worker appeared on the day of the incident. The suspect is named Takazuki Fukuda. Born in March 1981, 18 years old. There are 4 people in his house, except for parents. He has a younger brother who's 2 years younger. 3 of his mothers met during a facial. But his mother didn't like him. Before getting married, the father raped the mother and made her pregnant. Mother must comply according to the marriage and virginity. Fukuda, his father, was addicted to gambling and drinking all day long. If you have no money, beat your wife. The father's condition was particularly serious. The mother had a mental breakdown for a long time and suffered from severe mental illness. After Fukuda entered middle school, my mother can't stand such a life and chose to hang. After she died, your father married a new lover. Fukuda grieving the death of his mother. I'm having a mental breakdown, and learning outcomes are getting worse. Near the end of high school, he started watching some porn magazines and movies. He also likes to talk and show off. I have a great desire for that. 1999, Fukuda, 18 years old. Graduated from high school and got a job as a plumber. Apprenticeship at a local plumbing company. The 4th of January 1999 he officially joined the company. But after 8 days, on April 9th, he doesn't want to go to work. He's hiding from work and go to the video game store to play games. 4 days later, on April 13th, he went back to work. Fukuda's father and Hiroshi, working in the same company, and their apartments are allocated by the company, so they live in the same neighborhood. After Fukuda's arrest, he told me what happened that day. On the day of the incident, 14 quarters, Fukuda still doesn't want to work at the company, but afraid to check. I was wearing a work uniform and came out at 7 o'clock in the morning. He did not come to the company that day, but wandering the streets. Known. Fukuda went home for lunch as usual and pretended to go to work. Due to strong desire, so there's a bad thought in his head. He wanted to have sex with a woman. So he took his tools with him, like rope and tape, and walked into a neighborhood, in a worker's uniform. He looks like a lead guy. No one can doubt. By on, he's been in some apartment buildings in the neighborhood, and knock on every door, looking for young women at home alone. At first he was afraid of being exposed, so he was very careful. But after many times in other people's homes, without any doubt, it makes him braver. 1420. Fukuda entered the 7th apartment building and went up to the 4th floor. I rang Hiroshi's doorbell in room 401. At that time, the 2-year-old Rwa opened the door with her baby in her arms. He said, "He's checking the water pipes in the apartment. I want to go home to check." When you see the enemy in uniform, delivery ROI is not too doubtful. Invite the enemy into the house. After Fukuda came into the house, he goes to the kitchen and the toilet. Pretend to check your drinks, while to see if there's another eye in the house. After checking for a while, he confirmed that there was only a woman and a girl in the room. 1430. Rwa is in the living room. watching TVI programs with pleasure. Fukuda quietly came behind her and suddenly hugged her tightly, put her on the ground. Ra didn't stop resisting and started screaming. He was afraid the scream would attract attention of the neighbors. So I used my power to strangle you. I tried to fight the weak girls. It's not his opponent at all. Her scream gradually disappeared. Then he used a rope, tie her hands and stick tape to her mouth to stop you from screaming. When you wake up, he kept looking for a spray bottle from the toilet and frantically sprayed water on Ai's knife face to wake her up. But the enemy didn't react. He didn't think much about it. He started groping and taking off his opponent's clothes. Meanwhile, the 11-month-old girl, crying and crawling towards the mother. He was worried that the baby girl's cry will attract the attention of neighbors, so he picked up the little girl and threw her on the ground. I can't believe the girl is crying louder. He threw the baby on the ground several times. A rope wrapped around her neck and pulled the rope hard, until the baby has no reaction at all. Then he comes back in front of the skin, and suddenly smell bad. After death, multiple sphincter dilation can cause urinary incontinence. He'd seen his mother lose control. At that time, he realized that the person in front of him might have died, but Fukuda won't let go. He began to perform bestiality. Then, he took a towel from Ri's toilet and started cleaning up. Then, he found a bottle of detergent and sprayed it on the room, and the victim carefully wipes any fingerprints that might be left in the room, and put the Ra in the closet in the room. Put the girl in the bag at the same time, for in the top compartment of the closet. Before leaving the house, he was in the house 6 times and took your wallet. Then he used the money to buy some snacks. Then I went to a video game friend's house. It's like nothing happened. Fukura's savage crime tricks. It has had very bad consequences for society. In June 1999, the Yamaguchi District Attorney's Office filed a case in the Supreme Court and sentenced the accused to death. However, the above claim has been denied. According to Japanese law, the 20-year-old is called an adult. Fukuda committed the crime at the age of 18. He's a minor and he's protected. The juvenile law. That's the law. In accordance with the special regulations of the Ministry, Criminal Procedure Law, on procedures for the protection of minors, published in the 15th of July 1948, Juvenile Law, provisions of light penalties and other care regimes. There is such a rule because adolescents also have a flexible personality. There is room to repent. Minors from less than 19 years old, they will be subject to different criminal penalties. It depends on their age. The 8th of November 1999. The case was officially brought to trial in district court. Yamaguchi, the victim's husband, Hiroshi, went to court with portraits of his wife and daughter. But that move was blocked by the court. The reason is the portrait step. This may affect the feelings of the accused. Want to take the portrait to court, you have to cover it with a black cloth. Hiroshi was offended by such a request, but he still has to follow. Fukuda entered the court with the face of 7 gods. Feet slippers. After seeing Hiroshi, his face is full of contempt, and he doesn't seem to regret it. After the trial begins, the defense lawyer let Fukuda down. After being reminded, he bowed to the victim's family and said, "I'm sorry for doing the unforgivable." The defense lawyer said Fukuda committed the crime under the age of 20 and is a minor. They should get a lighter sentence. The judge said that Fukuda has publicly apologized to the victim's family. It shows that he means to repent. To the 22nd of March 2000, after 7 months of trial, the case came to an end. The Yamaguchi District Court ruled on the case. ICCUSED Fukuda, accused of attempted murder, rape and theft. He was sentenced to life in prison because Fukuda is protected by juvenile law. So he was sentenced to life in prison, and he can be paroled after serving the sentence, usually after 7 to 8 years. Hiroshi of the victim's family, disgusted by the results above, he spoke at a press conference after the trial. "I have 7 hopes for the judiciary. It's a law to protect the rights of criminals. Where are the rights of the victim? If the judicial decision is so, you'd better let him go now. My own hand will kill him. After sentencing, the prosecutors went to see Hiroshi. The prosecutor said he also had a daughter. I can't believe someone killed a child who didn't know how to walk and is creeping towards the mother so savagely. I totally agree with that sentence. We will continue to pursue claims. Even if he loses 700 times, he'll try again for the 101st time. But the prosecutor's words encouraged Hiroshi a lot in the next period of time. Hidoshi started getting interviews regularly, and we hope to continue to expand the impact of this case in front of the media. Hiroshi said the perpetrator was a minor. To protect minors, there's no media dare to publish name and photo, his real. On the contrary, photos of the two victims, and you, has appeared in most of the media. Not only that, as a family member, Hiroshi doesn't even get the law. Take a photo with you, portraits of his wife and daughter. You can just sit there and watch, and are not allowed to express any opinions. The judicial status quo has no trace of humans. Gradually you get the sympathy and the support of more and more audiences. The 28th of March 2000, days after the ruling, Yamaguchi District Prosecutor's Office appealed to the Hiroshima High Court and once again support that Fukuda should be sentenced to death. To the 14th of March 2002, the appeal was dismissed. The court held that the defendant intended to repent at the age of 18. Immature thoughts and personality. The 27th of March 2002 of Kidosima prosecution. The appeal was sent to the Japanese Supreme Court. During the extended appeal period, the prosecution is still collecting 10 more pieces of evidence. They know that Fukuda wrote to a friend many times while serving his sentence, so they went to that friend, and after they agreed, the prosecution obtained the contents of the letters. Hiroshi still likes to show off so much. He's much smarter than me. In this world, the evil one wins in the end. The underworld and mental illness go unpunished. Addicts are not punished. 7 to 8 years when I'm out of jail. Let's make a big party to welcome me. The contents of the letter show he didn't just insult the victim, that even flout the law and the judiciary. To June 2006, the Supreme Court of Japan, annulment of the first instance sentence of the Yamaguchi District Court, and return it to the Hiroshima High Court for retrial. Then, lawyers protesting the death penalty across Japan joined Fukuda's defense team when they know about the case, not just to help Fukuda escape the death penalty, because the case was known throughout the country, so they saw the trial as a performance. And I'd like to take that opportunity to explain my point. I support the abolition of the death penalty. By on, number of people protecting the unsub Fukuda suddenly increased from the original to up to 21 people. The strongest defense ever. It's called the defense team of the century. Among them was a lawyer named Yoshiro Yasuda. He graduated from the law department of Hitotsubashi University and have a lot of experience in the field of criminal defense. He has defended many famous cases, such as a bus fire in Western Shin Migration in 1980. He cured the arsonist. The prosecution seeks the death penalty. It ended with a life sentence. The 1996 Nagoya Corporation Massacre. The prosecutors recommended the death penalty. Was later reduced to life imprisonment. Fish poisoning incident in Wakayama 2003. It led to the death penalty but was not carried out. This is a felony case you're handling. Outside of him, the defense team has a lot of other famous names. They're all committed to pushing for the abolition of the death penalty. The 24th of May 2007. The Hiroshima Supreme Court has opened another trial. Fukuda has previously pleaded guilty to attempted murder, but now he's denied his confession. He had earlier stated that he had no intention of killing, he was just manslaughter. Defense lawyer claims Fukuda, growing up in an aggressive environment, and watched his mother commit suicide, 52 years old. It was so sad not to have my mother by my side. The accused wanted to find the mother's warmth, and decided to storm the house and hug the victim. But because the victim fought back, the defendant kept the victim alive. It eventually killed the victim. The accused did not enter the house to be raped. I want to find the warmth of my dead mother. In case of assault on the victim's body, ICCUSED Fukuda. It's like in a fictional novel that just put sperm into the victim's body. Then she come back to life. The accused had sex with the victim's body. But that's not offensive behavior. They want to save the victim. The defendant put the body in the closet. It's because in the Doraemon comics, Doraemon used to sleep in Nobita's bedroom cabinet. The defendant believes that there will be Doraemon in the closet. I'll come help him solve the problem. The healer invited a psychiatrist to testify. The defendant may have been mentally unstable. They lose control when they commit crimes. In addition, the lawyer argued that the prosecution wants the accused executed, so they turned him into a sadist. Views of the legal team. It's amazing to everyone. No one could have expected that. The reasons they gave were so absurd. Some have even proposed punishment. Defense lawyer. Until April 2, 2008. After a long trial, the prosecution has presented an important piece of evidence. It's a letter Fukuda wrote to a friend in prison. His frivolous and unapologetic words in the letter. It's the exact opposite. What the judge thought. The suspect will have a chance to repent in the future. The judge was shocked to see the contents of the letter. He said the defendant's crime was horrific and have no regrets about human lives. Then the Hiroshima Supreme Court ruled. Condemned him. Death penalty. The 20th of February 2012. Japan's Supreme Court has approved the death penalty. Until September 2, 2012. The defense lawyers has conducted a psychiatric evaluation of Cho Fukuda. The doctor argued that his mind was trapped at the age of 12. The defense lawyers, I used that as an excuse to appeal in court. The defense lawyers argue that the case is a serious crime, based on objective evidence, and the forensics showed Fukuda has no clear purpose in rape and murder. The accused was abused as a child, and severely hampered in the process. Mature program. The warden said that the death penalty was a violation of juvenile law. To 2015. The Hiroshima Supreme Court rejected the request for a retrial for reasons of insufficient evidence. Then the defense lawyer kept appealing. It was rejected by the court. After he was sentenced to death, his father quit his job to hide his identity. You feel ... Your son's behavior has nothing to do with you. Hiroshi also remarried in 2012. Your wife is a colleague who's 7 years older than you. You are touched by faith, seeking justice for his ex-wife. You finally got the results. After 15 long appeals. According to Japanese law, after the death penalty, the defendant still has a long time to appeal. Outside the minister, the Department of Justice must sign a death warrant. It's just been implemented, but very few such orders have been issued. There are not many cases where the death penalty is carried out. In fact, 12 to 2020 seconds, 1 year after the incident, the Supreme Court of Japan declared not to accept the defender's appeal. It doesn't change the death penalty. Fukuda will be in prison awaiting execution. In Japan, from prison does not know the exact date of the verdict, only a few hours before his execution. It means that when a criminal is sentenced to death, they don't know when they're going to die, because that can happen at any time. For bad guys like Fukuda, forgiving him is God's work. And the ancients had the phrase evil retribution falls good lay. It's not that evil works without problems. It's just not the time. Today's video ends here. See you in the next videos. Hello.